Welcome back. I'm talking about how you can have the year of your life in 2020. And I want to bring you 6 strategies so that you can believe that that's possible and go for it. We're on number 4. I've shared 3 so far. The first one was staying in charge regardless of what's going on outside. The second one, set a big goal that you don't know how to achieve, you really want it, and it's going to inspire you. And the third one was all about your paradigm. So this was the idea that your conditioned, your habitual way of thinking and your habitual behavior is going to keep getting you the same results over and over again unless you go in there and start to reprogram. Now, this is number 4, and we build on this idea of paradigms because a big part of your paradigm is something called your self image. And your self image is a mental blueprint. We've all got one. We've got a mental blueprint with a multitude of ideas about who we are, who we're not, what we're capable of, our self worth. And these ideas become truths, and we'll never go beyond where we think we can go. We'll never outperform our self image. Let me start with a story about my self image. So I was born into a beautiful big family. My mum is one of 6, and I had 14 cousins. And they're all beautiful people. It was full of love, and most of them, it felt like all of the people I was around, it felt like all of them were very, very outgoing, gregarious, fun, life and soul, funny people. And next to them, I felt the opposite of that. I felt very different. I felt kind of shy and retiring, and I kind of wanted to blend into the background. I didn't feel fun or funny. I like to just sit and listen and observe everything. And every Christmas at 4 o'clock, 25 of us would arrive en masse to my nana's house, squeeze into 2 rooms, and spend Christmas together. And I loved being in that environment. It was fun and it was energizing, and I loved listening to everybody tell their stories. But I would sit there quietly with a little bit of anxiety that I didn't want to be asked a question or put on the spot in any way. And sure enough, it used to happen. One time I was 12 years old and I was asked a question. How alone? Have you got a boyfriend yet? That's the worst question you can ask a 12-year-old, a shy 12-year-old. So my heart starts to pound, I go red in the face, and I try and get the question away as all of the eyes in the room turn and look at me and go quiet and wait for me to answer. And I'm like, no, I don't. Come on, Owlon, you do. You must have a boyfriend. And a few other people go, tell us, come on, Owlon, tell us if you've got a boyfriend. And I start to get redder and my eyes fill with tears, and I didn't want to cry. I didn't want to make them feel bad. I didn't want to embarrass myself even further. And my heart pounded out of my chest, and I managed to kind of stumble my way through the denials of a boyfriend, and everybody got back to their conversation. And that's how I felt in a lot of those family situations. So it kind of exacerbated any feelings of quiet shyness that I had. But interestingly enough, when I went to school with my close circle of friends, really confident, I put my hand up in the class, I would speak in front of people, I did really well in school, and I was pretty confident. Then I went to university, left my small town for a big city, and I took that confidence with me into the academic arena. And one of the earliest seminar workshops I was in, I did what I always did, put my hand up to volunteer to speak and wanted to contribute. And the minute I did that, I opened my mouth to speak, and I was very aware of the 30 pairs of eyes in the room focused on me. It felt very quiet. The tutor was staring at me. I become very conscious of my northeast accent. There was most of the people I was around at the university were southern. So I felt my accent really stood out, and I was really conscious. Everything started to swell. I felt dizzy. I felt sick, and I froze. And I had that flight or fight moment, and I stumbled through it, choking out words, got through a few minutes of the contribution I needed to make that I'd put my hand up to make. But from that point on, I was like, that's me. I'm somebody who can public speak. I freeze. I can't do it. To the point where when I got my first job, I was ambitious. I wanted to get bigger roles. I wanted to be a leader. But I actually said the words, I'll better go for jobs that don't include or involve or require me to speak in front of people, because that's not me. I can't do that. Thankfully, my ambition to be a leader and for success was kind of a stronger ambition and desire than the fear. And I gradually pushed myself and put myself in these situations step by step. And I got comfortable and I had a really successful leadership career. And now I've presented in all sorts of situations. But honestly, I never get 100% comfortable of standing on stage and speaking in front of people. It always takes a lot of mental strength, emotional energy, because deep down, that's out of sync with how I truly believed my persona and character to be. So imagine this then, with all of those ideas true about me, I get access to this type of information that I'm sharing with you now. And I think there's just nothing more I want to do than share this with the world. I want to spend my time teaching people, speaking to people, coaching them, speaking in seminars, speaking at events, and sharing this amazing information with as many people as I can. But imagine that. Those people who do that, what are they? They're gregarious, they're funny, they can inspire people, they lift people up they can make people laugh, they can make people cry. I didn't see myself as that person. There's just no way that I identified with any of those labels. So thankfully, what I wanted to do was to teach the type of information that could get me out my own way. So I knew when I looked at what I wanted to become, the goal I had, and then I looked in the mirror and I said, there's lots about that role, that thing that I want to do, that don't feel like me at the moment. But with the tools I had, I knew that all I needed to do is start about creating an idea of the person I would become when I was already there, if that makes sense. So I started the process of upgrading my self-image. All of these truths that I believe to be true about myself, they're just beliefs. They only keep us locked into where we are if we believe them. But a lot of them aren't there consciously. A lot of them are happening on a subconscious level. We're not even day-to-day consciously aware, because there are hundreds of these little labels and ideas about who we are and who we're not on every level. It's everything. It's career, it's the way you laugh, it's your self-esteem, it's your confidence. Imagine you're writing a character in a movie and you're going to give that to an actor to play. There's lots of detail. You would say, is this person angry? Are they sad? Are they miserable? Are they gregarious? Are they shy? How do they walk? How do they meet people? What do they think? How do they feel? All of this is the self-image. It's like a character in your movie, but we get those truths early in our life through our environment growing up, then through our experiences, our successes and our failures, and then we act out those beliefs as if they are ultimate truths. We literally put on those shoes and walk around in them, and then what we do is we experience the same results over and over again, because we never outperform what we believe to be true about who we really are. Now, this is a massive topic, and I want to give you something you can do with this information right now to make a difference. Ultimately, the only way to go after big change in your life, permanently change the quality of your life, your results, whether that's career, the amount of money you earn, even if that's simply, I want to feel more confident, or I want to believe I'm capable of so much more. I want to live every day feeling calmer. Anything. If you want permanent change, you've got to start by changing the programmed, locked in ideas. These are your settings about where you are in relation to different things. A person earning $1 million is set at somebody who believes and identifies with the thoughts, the feelings, the habits, the thinking, the behavior of a millionaire. You can start to become that which is in harmony with your goal. So I'm going to give you something to do, but the real thing you need to do for permanent change is to join a program, which is what I do. So let me get to that. But the first thing you can do, write your goal on a piece of paper and then say to yourself, okay, in relation to that goal, what about that doesn't feel like me? So if that was me and it was my goal to become a personal development leader and a speaker like this, I would be saying, well, when I look in the mirror, I don't see somebody who can stand on a stage and speak in front of people. I don't see somebody who is comfortable on a video and putting herself out there to be judged for good or bad. I don't see those things. And when you recognize those gaps, that's a good thing, because there should be gaps, because if your goal's big enough and it's going to cause you to grow, then there'll be gaps. Closing those gaps is upgrading your self-image, these ideas about who you are. And you're just going to then start to write out, as if it's a character in a movie, when you have your goal, what are all the things that are going to be true about yourself? What are all the things that need to be true about how you see yourself that are you with your goal? And you're going to write that out in the present tense. As I said, deep topic, loads of depth we go into in my programs, and really put that into place what I've suggested. But the best thing you can do if you really want change is to get on a structured step-by-step program where you are changing these ideas over and over again, because they got there through repetition. We need to change them through repetition. So I have a new program starting. It starts next week, and you can book a call with me. We can just have a chat. We need to see if it's right for you right now and if it's right for me, for us to work together through this program. But honestly, when I joined this program, I look back regularly and say it's one of the best decisions I made in my life to study this kind of information. And anybody who chooses to work with me, all of my clients, without exception, it's one of the best decisions they ever made. And they feel better immediately, and very quickly their results start to show up in whatever it is they're trying to change. So first thing you can do the exercise to understand where you are in relation to your self-image and where you want to be, and start to upgrade that. And the second thing you can do, ideally, is you join a program like mine and you see massive change. And it's the only way for massive, lasting change. I'll be back with strategy number 5, but meanwhile, get in touch and we'll have a chat and see if this is for you. Okay, take care.